How's it going, everybody? This is Travis Platt Reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at the remix album by Hyperpop duo 100 gecs, 1000 gecs and the Tree of Clues. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for watching. I do reviews, topic videos, reactions, lo-fi edits, and more, so if you like what you hear, please consider subscribing and turning on post notifications. Also, be sure to give this video a like and comment below if there's another album you'd like me to review. Also, I've been way more active on Facebook and Instagram lately, so if you want music recommendations and also to see what I'm up to, you can follow me on both at Travis Platt Reviews, and the link for both will be in the description below. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the review. "100 gecs is an experimental duo from St. Louis, Missouri, first forming in 2015. They have many different influences and many different genres, including hyperpop, noise pop, electronica, EDM, emo rap, and nightcore? The duo released their debut self-titled EP in 2016, but it wasn't until their debut studio album 1000 gecs, which came out in 2019, for the duo to have mainstream success. And the duo has quickly jumped from 80,000 monthly listeners to over 700,000 monthly listeners on Spotify alone. Their song Money Machine has become a popular meme in internet culture due to the quotable intro.
"Hey, you little piss baby, you think you're so fucking cool, huh? You think you're so fucking tough?"
And their support of Brockhampton on tour led to a catapult in success. The duo has a very love 'em or hate 'em sound, and some people just cannot understand the group, with their bold and jarring production decisions. But with years in music production, Dylan Brady and Lil West are allowing 100 gecs to be a creative platform for any kind of music. The album we're reviewing today is a remix of songs off their debut full-length, 1000 gecs. So, if you'd like me to review that album, go ahead and comment below. The first time I heard of 100 gecs was when one of my friends sent me their self-titled EP, and honestly, I wasn't a fan at all. And I brushed the duo off as being some weird EDM project. But once singles for 1000 gecs were being released, the group was brought back to my attention through music Facebook groups, and my curiosity was sparked once again, and the versatility was so intriguing to me. I listened to 1000 gecs in full, and it was such a unique blend of music, and it's perfect for internet culture. There really isn't anything like it anywhere in the music industry, and that's very special, and even after time, I learned to love their debut EP, despite disliking it for years. I was supposed to see the duo live for the first time in April on the Tree of Clues tour, but it was cancelled due to COVID-19. This album had 5 singles. The first single is the A.G. Cook remix of the duo's most popular song, Money Machine. This is the opening track on the remix album, and the first thing I notice is the very dreamy keys, as well as a ton of vocal distortion and the very heavy bass work. After the first minute, we get a taste of the original version, before once again being pulled away into this dreamy state. This song gives you a feeling of floating through space, but after the first 2 minutes, the song explodes into this heavily distorted industrial part, and the song rips itself apart and dissolves into nothing but noises by the end. Although it lacks the hook that the original song has, the remix is very well done, and it adds a new life to this popular song. The second single is 745 Sticky, the Injury Reserve remix, and when this single came out, I was not a fan of it at all. There's a lot going on from the very beginning, with Injury Reserve's vocals taking so much priority in the mix, and an assortment of horns randomly inserted in. This song is also much slower paced than the original version, which is a fast-paced opener, which is something I really liked about the original version. But, in the context of this album, I really love how absurd it really is. After the halfway mark, the song slows down and develops a really nice percussion and vocal layering towards the end. And it feels like a completely different song, and that's a good thing. It's pushing the boundaries of the original song, and the addition of Injury Reserve doesn't feel like a placeholder or unnecessary like many features from various other projects feel like. And this fits very well. The third single is the remix of Ringtone, which features CharliXcX, Rico Nasty, and Kero Kero Bonito. This was the first collaboration that 100 gecs have had with a massive artist, as Charli has over 9 million monthly listeners on Spotify alone. Her hook on this song is very catchy, and I love Rico Nasty's bridge, and her voice fits the atmospheric nature of this remix very well. Once again, the experimental instrumental choices and layering is shown in this song, but this is also arguably the most pop-friendly song on the entire album, and it fits the artists featured very well. It's the easiest listen on the entire remix album, and it's a breath of fresh air. The fourth single is Get To You Remix, featuring Dorian Electra. And I've noticed in groups that I'm in that Dorian's voice is very hit or miss to fans of the gecs. And for me, I think it works in some places, but at other parts it just doesn't for me. The chorus works really well with their voice, but I don't think I'm a fan of the verses. But when the instrumental does pick up, the song is very easy to dance along to, and the vocals are deep enough into the mix that you almost forget they're there. The electronic breakdown at the end with the use of alarm clocks is very good as well, and how the clocks are used in place of cowbells, it's very clever.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more
alarm clock.
The fifth single is Stupid Horse Remix, featuring GFOTY and Count Baldur. One thing I really love about this remix is that it feels like it would belong on 1000 gecs, while still sounding very different from the original song. I really like the different lyrics in this one, like this remix's lyrics feel like they are bragging that they stole money from the person they associated with and are now better off without them. But that rock-inspired final chorus soars, and the first time I heard it, I was blown away, as it feels like it's out of nowhere, but I really enjoy it. Honestly, I don't even know where to start with this album. The first thing to take into account is that this isn't a studio album. It's a collection of various remixes and additional recordings and live footage, composed into a 19-song, 51-minute compilation. And in this compilation, there's a lot of different sounds. But what else would we expect from 100 gecs? The first song that really sticks out to me is the remix of Hand Crushed by a Mallet, which features pop-punk legends Fall Out Boy, who have recently collaborated with many artists, including Lil Peep, I Love Mackinnon, Nothing Nowhere, and more. So this isn't really out of the ordinary. But also featured is Craig Owens, who was the frontman of the post-hardcore band Chiodos, and Nicole Dollanganger is also featured on the track. This song feels like a modern twist on 2000s post-hardcore music, almost as if electronica came back in 2020, which I am desperately hoping happens. And the ending, where Craig and Laura exchange unclean vocals, is so creative and it works so well. 800 Decibel Cloud, the Rico Harver remix, feels like a more house-inspired version of the song, but not a lot of changes. And I already love the track, so I like this one as well. Get 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 is possibly my least favorite gecs song of all time. And I think the remix of the song featuring Lil West and Tony Velour is a complete 180, where the original is an EDM-inspired track, but this remix is a pop-inspired rap track. And when I saw Lil West was announced for this album, I was hyped. But when I saw it was on this track, my excitement quickly disappeared. but this may be one of my favorite tracks on the entire compilation. This remix album has 2 original songs, which were previously only heard from their Mind Gala set. Came to My Show, which also has a 30-second intro track, and it transitions very well into the song. And this track is a very vibey, more melodic side of the group, and I love it. If this is a sneak peek into their next album, I'm thrilled. The second track is Toothless, which features Dylan on vocals much more, and I love the video game soundtrack influences on this track, and the drop is very catchy, and the metallic instrumentation works very well. And the song, like gecs songs prior, starts to fall apart towards the end with ringing, but it comes back and the keys that lead the track come back for a catchy ending. There are also 2 live tracks at the end, the first being Small Pipe, which is an interlude. 800 Decibel Cloud, live at Fish Center, one of the most infamous performances in the duo's career, where they took over Adult Swim to perform, and we get to hear Laura's pig squeals at the front of the mix, and it's glorious. The aggression and chaos in this performance is unlike anything the duo has done in the studio, and the crowd's applause at the end is a very fitting end to this album. One thing during this remix album, you will get thrown all over the place, and that's the point. 100 gecs have never been afraid to cross boundaries into other genres, like ska, emo, pop punk, and post-hardcore. But they add their own creative twist, and that's why it's unlike anything in music right now. 100 gecs released a remix album that takes you on a very wild ride. Thanks for watching.